Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. On the road today, actually, we're at Grand Traverse Resort in beautiful Traverse City. We're up here with our good buddy, Jay Barron. He's the head of CAR, which is what's happening here, CAR being the Center for Automotive Research. And Jay, tell me a little bit about what's happening. This is getting to be an annual date with us.
Today we have over 1,000 attendees, 12 seminars. It's clearly known as a networking conference, which was the premise around which he came up here for. Sure. So it really has grown into something very substantial, much more management-wise. We still talk about things like tooling and manufacturing, and we kick off the conference with that topic every year. But it's broadened some.
You know, you think about it, it's steep now in moving competitors to kind of collaborators and getting them in a group. And like you say, the network is the... But what comes out of here from an innovation standpoint, and in sometimes announcements, pretty staggering.
Well, it is, and I think we've launched a number of initiatives from this event over the years. Some of them very public, and some of them kind of quietly. So that's what you expect with a networking conference. I mean, we have a little bit of academia, but we have a lot of suppliers, a lot of auto manufacturers, a lot of decision makers in the industry. And it's, you know, we focus obviously on North America, but we have speakers and participants from Europe and Asia as well. So it's really been pretty influential. Like I said, when you have 1,000, we've had as many as 1,200 people up here. And most of them are the decision makers at their companies. So it's a wonderful event. We talk a little bit about technology, but it's really management. So
you know, it's interesting because when you look at your industry, it's like so many industries, but yours is so overt in how it shows us, and that's how exponentially innovation has happened recently in the last 10 years.
We keep talking about how technology deployment is accelerating in the car, and therefore accelerating at the factories and the design by the engineers and so on. So the acceleration is just phenomenal. We've been talking about that with obviously the autonomous car, the connected vehicles. In my space, it's cars are lighter and safer and get better fuel economy. Powertrains are changing from the old-fashioned combustion engine, fuel injection, variable valve lift, 8-9-speed transmissions, combustion optimization. I mean, all new technologies to meet these regulations, and so cars are getting lighter, safer, better for everybody. So the technology is just phenomenal.
Well, it is phenomenal, and also we're moving in the direction. As I came in here from the car, I'm looking at everybody that's electrically recharging, you know, and I'm saying, you talk about an industry that's changed from an energy standpoint.
Yeah, no, we're talking, electrification is coming on. In fact, one of our seminars this week was called the Electrification, the Tipping Point. And how soon are we going to get more electrified? And that was discussed even this morning with the executives. But clearly the trend is to hybrids and the stronger hybrids. And these cars are becoming computers on wheels, right? So it's really having a big effect. And I think we're kind of excited to see how things like some of the electrification technologies roll out. It's not just about battery electric vehicles, it's also about all the electrified accessories in the car, electrified air conditioning systems and braking systems and all the stuff. It's just changing the architecture of the car from top to bottom.
So, and I hate to put you on the spot. Where's the status of the fuel cell? That was going to be tomorrow's savior.
The fuel cell is not dead by any means. It's all the technology is already established, pretty well established. It's really an issue of cost. We can make fuel cell cars. They're out there. Several of the automakers, Toyota, Honda, each have fuel cell cars. Some of the foreign automakers do as well. But it's really about cost. And I think as that comes down, I think that's seen more of a 2040 kind of a technology or thereabouts. I think that the stepping stone to get there will be probably hybrids.
So when they get them to production feasibility, basically.
Yeah, the issue is scale up and mass production and development. So I think in the short term we're going to see electrified cars. We're going to see some growth in hybrids for sure, and possibly even plug-ins. And you know, the question, we still don't see that as being a dominant technology until after 2025. Right now, we're just trying to refine the combustion engine with all the technologies that are already on the shelf, and we're just trying to bring those costs down as well and develop those supply chains. So combustion engine with some electrified help by 2025. Stronger hybrids with plug-ins and possibly battery electric cars will grow after 2025 up to 2040, and then you might see fuel cells around 2040 and after that. So it's constrained by cost. The average cost of a car, is we heard this morning, was around $35,000, $36,000. So we worried that if we got too much technology in these cars too fast, the consumer's going to have trouble affording it. So
getting in the seat.
That's
exactly
correct.
right.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because you mentioned the management aspect of this. It wasn't all that long ago when management was simply trying to get the lowest possible price out of their suppliers they can, and then they realized body doesn't do well without arms and legs.
Well, the issue, that's correct. The issue here now is with all of this new technology, no automaker can do this themselves. They're reliant on the supply base to provide a lot of this technology. I keep going to companies saying, if you're a supplier with technology, the doors have never been as open as they are right now at the automakers. They need help. They want help. They've got to form partnerships. They can't do it alone. It's not all about price anymore. It's about forming partnerships on this new technology development.
Well, and the business, of course, is multinational at this point. It used to be you could go to Detroit and meet all the manufacturers.
Well, you know, that discussion has been coming up just even with the whole NAFTA discussion. If the new administration wants to tear up NAFTA, well, be careful. We have supply chains that have been built to go across the Canadian border as well as the Mexican border that are highly dependent on each other, and you're going to drive up costs substantially. So tearing up NAFTA, do it with caution and do it carefully. Because these supply chains were all developed under one set of rules, and it takes many years to sort of redefine the supply chain. And right now, the integrated supply chain in the NAFTA region for the auto industry is across these countries, and it's very effective the way it is.
I'll tell you what, you do a wonderful job here keeping us abreast of a fast-moving industry.
It's a lot of fun, I'll tell you. I love coming up here. I see a lot of faces every year about this time, and only up here. So, and it's a wonderful industry that's very social, and it's very nice to see all these nice faces.
It's a family reunion.
We
You're
love
absolutely
it. Yes,
right.
we do. Yeah.
Dr. Jay Barron, thanks for joining us, my friend.
Thank you, Chris. We appreciate it.
Head of CAR, the Center for Automotive Research, and we are at their annual meeting at the Grand Traverse Resort in Traverse City. We're going to be right back on the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network.